Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy, your 2018-2019 SCCA Semler Region F Street Autocross Champion and GT Sports Sim Racer. And today we're at the Nurburgring 24-hour. That's right, the Green Hell. And here we are coming towards the end of our qualifying lap, looking to improve upon my last race at the Nurburgring, where I qualified about 17th or 18th, can't remember which it was, but it was pretty poor. Had a couple incidents with the wall in the back section of the track. So trying to improve upon that, got the beautiful please refuel warning in front of my face that I only have a half lap, which is like 5 minutes of fuel. So appreciate the warning there, GT Sport, as it really hindering my vision as I come through these fast corners. Get on the brakes there, try to get to this right-hander, put on the power again in the sweeping left-hander, going for that good finish, coming towards the line. Can I improve upon the 17 or 18 I got in the last race? Yes, I can. Finishes fourth with a 8:28.8. Looking forward to it behind Geauxgreddy, who I raced with. Got proper ID, well back there, but still in my race. Good to see him in the lobby. Let's check out the starting grid.
Man, I gotta be really happy with that 821 with tire wear on. Holy crap, that's only 4 seconds off of my no tire wear time.
Hey, Revo Nut, can you pipe it down? I'm trying to do a video here. Ah, jeez, all these people talking in the lobby. I swear. Ruin a perfectly good video. Hush, hush. No, demonetize. Don't say that. Don't say that. Oh, you're killing me, Rev. You're killing me.
It was feeling really good to me. I knew it was going to be a good lap, so.
I think I'm going to hang out behind these three. They've been fast, so.
One thing I did.
All right, ignore Rev here. So we got Inkinson GT up front with an 821.259, followed by CRM Z92 with an 824.534. Then Geauxgreddy, 1998, in third with an 826.074. And there I am, Geauxgreddy in fourth with an 828.830. Not too shabby. In fifth, in the Mustang, PCK Attack with an 829.111, followed by Sunless T 501 with an 831.010. Who makes the T without the sun? What's wrong with you? Then Nettles, 99 with an 831.572 in seventh. And eighth, Sprinter 64 with an 832.208. And ninth, we got Sivan in the Corvette with an 832.691 as Rev keeps cussing in the background. We have 10th, X Black ZR71 with an 834. And then 11th, Mountaineer 301 with an 835.726. And 12th, Virtual Carlos with an 835.963. Then 13th, Ron Man 121 with an 849.12. Behind him, we've got Why is Game? Why not? And in 14th with an 843.122. Then in 15th, the OG Baller Proper ID with an 845 and a Dope Liberty. And 16th, Goober Breath with an 846.921. And no, my 13-year-old does not like it when I use the word dope. And 17th, Howmet, Texas. They make parts, I think. And 18th, Tiger DB25 with a 905.675. And 19th, Scribble 001 with an 11:37. That's going to be a slow lap time. Whew, he must have had a few troubles. So here we are about to get started. Apologize for all the chit chat in the background. I forgot that mic was open and the video was recording it, but it is what it is. So heading down the starting gates. A little nervous, a little excited. Got Geauxgreddy in front of me, and I don't want to murder him. So there are two ways you can approach corner one here at the 24-hour, and that is to hang tight on the right, as you can see our leader is doing, or you can swing out left and take the racing line. So I swung out left to avoid hitting Geauxgreddy from the back. In hindsight, looks like it was a good idea because Sprinter or 64 gets into the back of both Sunless T and PCK Attack and launches them by me. As we head through corner one. Had I been over to the right, I probably would have been a recipient of a hit from behind, maybe a spin out, maybe knocked off the course or something like that. So got lucky there, lost the position to PCK Attack. Not a big deal though. I mean, it's a long race. So I wasn't sweating it right there. I just jumped in back behind PCK Tech.
Nice little run at
Did kind of mess up what I wanted to do as far as how I was going to basically attack the slipstream being behind Kins D. That kind of sucked, but that's okay. I'm just going to have to jump into the slipstream of a PCK attack instead and see if I can't save a little bit of fuel. So the strategy is to go for one full lap, and as I'm coming down the straight, assess my fuel and make a determination whether or not I want to make a stop or if I want to keep going and go 2 laps on one set of mediums. So getting the back of PCK attack back there a little bit, nothing too bad, a little bumpy bump. Maybe got a little SR down for that, not sure, but not trying to get into, I'm just trying to follow that slipstream. I'm getting good runs out of the corners on PCK attack. So I'm thinking of a setup on the basically the double apex turn before the left-hander into the long uphill straight. So if I can make a good run through that section coming out of that corner, I'm thinking might be able to get past him, get back on Kins D's rear bumper. So trying to get a nice smooth run through here, get a little bit squirrely on the curve there. Not what I wanted right through there, but still a chance to catch up to these guys. Kins D trying to work that Viper through there, doing a good job. Mustang's right on his tail, which helps me out because that makes Kins D drive a little tighter. So am pulling in on him. About 7/10 behind, get into the slipstream, tuck in, head down this short straight, which you can go uphill. We're going to have a little bit of jump here as we go into this right-hander. I'm down under 6/10. Let off early, get back on the gas, and I have exactly what I want. The nice run coming to the left-hander, really coming on him fast. I'm going to move over the right and try to make the pass around the outside and get to the outside. He gives me the room. Kudos PCK attack for not running me off the track there. Get a little squirrely hanging out on the edge there on that left-hander. Back on the brakes, in tight on the right so that PCK attack can't make the comeback move. And comfortably back into 4th position behind Kins D. So Rev talking to me while I'm trying to make a move around PCK attack. I have no idea what he said. To this day, I don't know what he said. So you know what Rev said, you can leave it in the comments. And I'll read it, maybe. We'll see. So, back on Kins D's rear. I'm not honestly looking to pass Kins D. Kins has had better pace than me. If I try to push past and get in front of him, he's just going to be on my ass the whole time. And so probably just going to cause me to make a mistake. So I'm just going to sit back here in the racing line. I'm going to try to save some fuel as Rev loses it in his race. He's not very happy at all.
Not good.
But anyway, so again, looking to save some fuel. You can see I'm shifting about halfway, revving it up a little bit. I'm not 100% concerned with fuel. My goal is more to stay on the back end of that 3rd position. Trying to keep my eyes out of the rearview mirror. This track, if you take your eyes off of the track for even a split second, it can be detrimental in a hurry. So just trying to keep my eyes on the track, trying to stay focused on Kins D. And speaking of cold tires, let's talk about the new tire model. The new tire model. So I kind of dig the new tire model. It feels very much like what I'm used to in autocross. And what I mean by that, and I run Michelin's, I used to run Michelin's in autocross. I ran them for about a year. So I ran the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. And they do act very similar to the racing tires in this game. I haven't run the sport tires yet, but the racing tires have good grip. They have good shock load. So they do tend to grip okay if you just briefly shock the tire. And they recover quickly. So the tire seems to cool quickly. Doesn't seem to have an issue with that quick hit, retaining heat, and then getting slippery. So let's say you're throwing it through a fast section like a slalom, and you bark them going back and forth a little bit. You can feel that sidewall of that tire kind of contort or bend and fold, and you can feel the tire get the grip back right when you come out the other, much like you can in this game. But what's also similar is if you punish the tire like I just did and oversteered into the corner. So if you have heavy understeer. So if you have heavy understeer in a corner and really roast those front tires, it is going to punish you. So I'm sure it's not by design, it's just most tires are like that. But with the Michelins, once you overcook them, it does take them a while to come back. That's what I've noticed. So they have good feel, and they let you know when they're going to break free, and they do talk to you a lot. At least mine do. Similar to this game. But if you overcook them, it does take them a while to get back. And I noticed that in the new tire model, that as long as you're you're making them bark here or there, but then you're off of them, you're letting them cool again, back on them, make them bark, get off, let them cool again, they seem to be okay. But if you push really hard in the corner and really understeer or really oversteer and really over push the tire, it takes them a while to recover. It really does. And so keep that in mind. I don't know, maybe it helps you, maybe it doesn't. But it does feel very similar to the feel I get from their Pilot Sport 4S in real life. So just thought I'd throw that out there. So again, hanging out behind Kinsey here into lap 1. We'll go ahead and fast forward to the straight because this is pretty much how it stays the rest of this lap. And we'll see what kind of strategy I choose.
1.1.
All right, so I have 55% fuel left, 1.1 laps remaining, and I'm on the cusp of pitting or not. I mean, it's really not, so I'm not terrible. It's not like I'm around 35%. It's not great. I'm not around 60%. I'm just in the dead middle at 50%. Now, my head isn't on straight. I'm in the dead middle. I'm at 50%. Just keep going. Why would you stop at this point? You know, you got a slipstream right there in front of you can use, but I make the wrong choice. I go into the pit here instead of keep going and hanging out on Kinsey's bumper and maintaining that third position. Slap on a new set of mediums. I'm hoping a bunch of other people pit behind me so I can just come out and basically try and run down Kinsey, but instead they others keep going forward on the no stop pit strategy. So I bring it up to about 78% because I did do a pretty good job of saving fuel, and I'm thinking I may want to, you know, push it hard in a few spots and or save fuel and have less. So it's a good middle ground, around 75% for this track, where you can either just balls out, push it hard, or if you save fuel and you come in, you don't really have to add much fuel before you come back out on the track. So another thing I could have done is I could have just filled it up and went for a 2-lap no stop strategy as well, but I didn't have anyone to draft, so wouldn't have been probably the best idea at that time. But looking back, I wish I just stayed out on track behind Kinsey and kept making a go at it that way, because in front of me you have Sunless T501 and Helmet Texas and a few others that have, you know, decided to skip this pit stop, and it's going to cause me some positions here. So trying to run down X Black ZR1X and make up a few spots. I'm hoping I can get back up to where I was before, which was sitting in third. Now I'm way back in seventh. So let's move forward a little bit and see if I can make up some spots. Okay, so instead of catching up to Black ZR71, I have gained a Corvette on the rear bumper, and that would be Sivan, and sends it to the inside there, even though there wasn't much space, if any. Gets me loose, and to his credit, he did apologize at the end of the race for that incident. Now, I am no fool on the Nurburgring. I know when someone has much better pace than me, it is always better, almost exclusively always better, to let them by than to battle them, because of two reasons. There is nowhere to pass, and you will frustrate the hell out of the person behind you, and they will eventually start ramming you and trying to put it through in places they don't belong, and it will end up costing you both your race. So what did I do here? I said, piss on it. He can go. He can lead. Don't care. I'm not going to lose 20 seconds of lap time to keep one position. I would rather just let him go, let him lead. I'll just jump in the slipstream and hang out with him. So did the lift, let him pass, jump back, get behind him here. He's got a 1 second penalty, so you know, if I can just hang with him through the rest of the back half of the course, then I'm gonna overtake him on the straight anyway. So really, it would just hurt me more to sit there and have him bouncing off my rear bumper through the entire course. And to be honest with you, Sivan, he had pretty good pace through here. So I didn't have any problem with just jumping in behind him and following him through. No worries for me. So heading down towards the downhill hard left-hander. Get on the brakes. Stick it in. I'm trying to keep my apexes there. Kind of missed that one a bit. Let the front tires scrub a little too much. And get back on the gas again for the uphill. You have to be real careful in that corner. If you get on the gas wrong or getting on that curbing, sometimes the car will just blow out the rear tires and snap oversteer and just completely do a 180 on you. So this is probably the trickiest corner on the track for me. When I first started doing the Nurburgring, I always forgot about this corner. I would come through that section of course and I would feel so relieved that I'm about to go through this just long straight section of fast corners that I would forget about that one and not brake and destroy the wall. So I know quite a few other people have said the same thing. So it seems to be a common problem for a lot of folks. So here on the fast straight, Sivan has already ran down Howmet, Texas, who is also on the no stopper. Or I should say he's not on a no stopper, but he skipped the pit on this 2-lap session. So, you know, the options for the race were to go 2 laps without a stop and then go 1 lap, or go 1 lap and then 2 laps, or go 3 laps with 2 stops. So those were your choices. I'm on the 3 laps with 2 stops, or 3 fresh tired laps, I guess you could call it. So we have caught up to 2 other folks here who were on that other pit strategy, as Howmet, Texas gets out of the carousel, which is never fun when you pop out of that carousel. You just feel like you're up there for an eternity. And that resulted, he did not have very good exit speed. So didn't push it through there. I'm just going to look for my opportunity. I got on his rear and just going to hang out here on the backside of him. I got Sivan basically stuck in a sandwich between the 2 lappers here. And I know that their tires aren't as good as us. I know we've got more fuel on board, so it's just a matter of time. Sivan gets loose as he is just all over the back of Black ZR71. So I make a pass back again on Sivan. So I guess probably a good idea to let him through. And then Howmet, Texas just loses it off to the right there and gets in the wall. So, hey, 2 easy passes just by showing a little patience there through that section of track. So pretty happy with myself for not driving like the last race where I was kind of frustrated. So I was kind of all over the back of Drawer 77, and I don't think he was too pleased with me either about it. So we weren't pleased with each other, but neither of us had a good race. So I'll bury that one, bury that hatchet. I'll flush that one down the old toilet, and making a really nice run on Black ZR71, but there's really nowhere to go right there. He's kind of in the middle of the track. So again, instead of pushing it, I just hang out on the backside of him. And, you know, I'm like, no big deal. I'll just take him on the straight. Just wanting to set up that last corner, heading towards the mini carousel. Need to stay in that slipstream is all I need to do. Just drive smooth, stay with him. And he makes a mistake going through the mini carousel, so I make the pass to the inside. I've got the Aston on my rear end. Now, that does have me a little nervous because the Aston is fast as hell in a straight line. So I have to have a good exit out of that corner. I got a good exit out of that corner. We had some folks with some penalties. Sivan had a penalty, so they couldn't use his slipstream. So I break out of the slipstream, heading down the long straight. Kind of taking a sigh of relief right there because I knew that Aston could run me down if I was too close to him heading into it. And as you can see, here come the bastards right behind me, chasing me down into the very fast left and then right-hand corner. Oh my goodness. Are they going to catch me? They do not. In that straight, I get on the brakes, hanging on the right-hander. Smash on that gas pedal coming out of the left-hander, just staying off that corrugated steel and into the pits again. I come in with 26% fuel, more than anyone else there in the top 6. So I want to put in about 60% so I can rev it out if I need to. Hoping that everyone else puts in that or less, and I get a little long in the tooth there on the fuel. I got up to 63, didn't mean to do that. So come out of the pits in 7th behind Mountaineer 301, who is on a back half 2-lap no stop strategy. Very interesting. I thought about that myself, but I didn't think I could hang out there long enough with no slipstream. So jump into the backside of Mountaineer 301, and knowing he has a little less tire than me, and knowing that he's probably short shifting to save fuel, I'm licking my chops right here and thinking, okay, don't be overly aggressive. Don't ruin the race for both of you. Look for your spot. So this is not my spot. He's protecting the inside line a little bit there. So just get on the brakes early, stay out of his rear end, try and set up the corner nicely to get good speed coming out of it. I do get on the gas, come out okay. Probably could have got on a little earlier there. Wasn't real happy with my exit there. So again, not trying to do anything foolish here. Just stay on his backside. Try and make up a little bit of time. I'm only 3/10 behind him right now. So again, he protects that inside line. I guess trying to protect the lunge, and I don't blame him. I've been lunged on enough. I know how it is. So again, trying to set up this corner, I get way outside, go to the outside end, and I come out with much better speed in that back on the rear end. I'm within a tenth. I slip to the outside. He stays outside, doesn't fight it. Good job by Mountaineer 301 right there. Knowing when, basically the move was made, and just to give up the position. Made that smart life choice, as they say. Knew when to pull out. Like I did earlier with Sivan, I was just like, hey, go ahead, man. Knock yourself out. I'll just follow you. So what was funny is after I passed him, I was really looking to make up some time there on PCK attack, and I just did not do very well through this section of the course. I was just a little out of rhythm. I think my eyes were a little bit tired right through here as I got all out of sorts right there. Lost a bunch of time in that little spot. That was not good at all. And I've been through this section of the track probably a million times because, when you restart your practice attacks or whatever, you always go through this section at least once every time you restart. So know it very well, a little too well. Again, trying to catch PCK attack. I'm 7 seconds back. He did the, he came in for his pit. He was out there just a little bit in front of me. So I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to catch him. He's in that Mustang, so it's not like I can pull him on top end. And he was driving pretty good when I was behind him. He had about the same pace I did, if not even a little bit better. And he's got Kinsey's slipstream to hang out in, probably, I'm guessing, as he's way up there with Kinsey. Again, regretting my choice of coming into the pits there at the end of lap 1. But nothing I can do about it now. Just trying to hold off Mountaineer 301 and now Howmet, Texas, who has passed him through that section. I was probably short shifting a little too much through here. I don't really know why I was doing. I think it was just habit. Wasn't really revving it out like I should have or could have. As I go too deep right there, cost me more time, letting Howmet get even closer. So now he's within the slipstream range. They're saying that the slipstream nowadays is about 1 to 1.5, and he's about in that range, falling back a little bit. So he's not in the heavy zone, but he's still there. This is another section which you can easily get hung out on if you brake too late. Get on the brakes there, let it push to the outside. I'm going to get on the brakes, get down to the inside, try to get on the apex, miss my apex just a little bit. Get on that throttle again. Now here, through this section, it's really banked. You can probably take it full throttle, but being that we're at the end of the race, I just ease off just a hair to make sure, just a little safety lift, make sure I don't go flying off the track. And heading down to the downhill right-hander, brake a little later than the double cones. Just try to stay inside, keep a tight line, and just don't quite get slowed down enough so I can come out on the gas like I want to. You really want to be coming out hard on the gas through there, and I failed to do so. So again, losing more time. Just kind of driving like poo right now. Avoid that cone because it will send you flying. As I get a little nudge in the rear end there from Howmet, Texas, and lose 2 positions for it. So again, Howmet, Texas, Sivan kind of forcing the issue. He had a penalty. I don't know. I would have maybe felt a little bad about shoving someone out the way like that and then passing him, but whatever. Nothing I can do about it. I just throw it away. I got to get back on the rear bumpers, get in their slipstream. I know that I've got enough fuel to where, and enough tire to where if I can get back on the rear bumper and just hang out behind them until they're straight, I got those 2 positions. I've pretty much given up on 5th place. PCK Attack is probably now out on me by 10 seconds or so. I'm just not going to make that up. So my race is with the two in front of me right now. My race is with Howmet and Sivan. And that's correct. Sivan is in 7th, and Sivan is not 7. 7 is an actual number and a word, whereas Sivan, I'm not really sure what that is. Probably something made up. But so anyway, just a little English language lesson for you. Get on the brakes, hit down on the carousel, drop it in. I've got a nice entrance in the carousel. Get on the power nicely coming out, and I'm right where I want to be. I am a half second behind Sivan, well within the suck on the final lap. You know, I started in 4th, P4. I'm in P8, not happy about that, but happy with 8th. My last race was awful. Didn't have any luck. Did not finish well. Had some words with drawers at the end. Not really like bad words or anything, but we were frustrated with each other. This race, trying to stay as calm as possible, just looking for my opportunities. And I can see Sivan, he's just pushing hard. I can just tell he's pushing hard to try and pass Howmet right here. So I'm just waiting for the carnage to ensue as Howmet gets off the track. And I've got an opportunity. I do get it to the inside. He does leave me the space. Appreciate that, Howmet. You know, despite the little incident we had earlier, you know, that was clean racing. That was good racing. Go a little wide there onto the brown. Get back on the gas. I wanted to be full throttle coming out of there. Sivan's right there in front. He's just inside the suck at 1.47 seconds. I need to get on his rear bumper. I can't lose him before the straight. So you got to be careful not to push too hard and lose the car in the grass. It just takes just that little nick of grass to lose the car, to snap oversteer, trying to cut some corners there, trying to make up as much time as I can as he's just pulling away. Now 2 seconds on me. Come through this section. I'm like, oh, I don't think I'll be able to catch him here before the straight. Not enough track left. Get on the brakes, jump down into the mini carousel. And as I come out the other side, he apparently got on the loud pedal too fast, sends it around to the right, and gets into the wall, leaving me with 6th position. Coming down the final straight, just a couple more corners left, and I can pull out a 6th place at the green hell. And that, for me, would be mission accomplished. I have not had a top 10 place in like my last 4 races. But as you can see here, I'm just upset with myself for pitting on that first lap. Probably cost me about 13 seconds that I never made up. As you can see, I'm 14 seconds behind PCK Attack. That would have put me, you know, in the race with PCK and Kinsey here at the end of the race. Inkington crosses the line already. He was he was fast. The guy had some great pace. So good job, Inkington. Sunless T, look at him starting. He started off behind me. He finishes in 2nd. CRM Z92 in 3rd. Kinsey in 4th. PCK Attack in 5th. And I come across the line with a 6th place finish. I'm pretty happy with that. It was a good placement for me. And it was a tough, hard-fought battle. I was sweating like crazy. And enjoyed that race. It was a good time. My buddy Proper ID finishes down there in 13th. Not sure where Nettles finished. He may have had some trouble in the back of the pack. Maybe found a wall or two, spun out. Who knows? So kind of wish he'd had a better finish. But Inkington GT, again, great run by him. Consistent, ran really fast. Qualifying time both this race and the previous race that he was in. So good job by him. Good job by PCK Attack. All the folks that ran around me. Fairly clean racing. A few little incidents here and there, but nothing too bad. So there I am in 6th. I asked that if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like, and if you really like it, hit the subscribe. So hopefully look forward to seeing y'all again in the near future. Until then, y'all have a great evening. DJ Clean, take us out of here.